Welcome to Smart English Stories. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more English stories. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a kind and gentle man named John. John was a farmer who worked hard every day to grow crops and take care of his animals. He was known for his honesty and kindness, and everyone in the village admired him. John had a simple life, but he was happy and content with what he had. One day, while John was working in his field, he saw a young woman walking along the path. She was beautiful, with long flowing hair and bright, sparkling eyes. Her name was Mary, and she had just moved to the village with her family. John felt his heart skip a beat when he saw her, and he knew that he had to meet her. Mary was kind and gentle, just like John. She loved helping others and always had a smile on her face. She spent her days taking care of her younger siblings and helping her mother with household chores. Mary's family was new to the village, and they were still getting to know everyone. John gathered his courage and approached Mary one day. He introduced himself and offered to help her with her chores. Mary smiled and accepted his offer. They spent the day working together, talking and laughing. John was amazed by Mary's kindness and her gentle nature. He felt a strong connection with her and knew that he wanted to get to know her better. As days turned into weeks, John and Mary spent more and more time together. They worked side by side in the fields, cooked meals together, and took long walks in the evenings. They shared their dreams and hopes with each other and found comfort in each other's company. John realized that he had fallen deeply in love with Mary. Mary felt the same way about John. She admired his hard work and his kindness. She loved how he always put others before himself and how he treated everyone with respect. Mary knew that John was the man she wanted to spend the rest of her life with. She felt happy and safe whenever she was with him. One beautiful spring day, John decided to ask Mary to marry him. He planned a special picnic in the meadow with all of Mary's favorite foods. John was nervous, but he knew that he had to tell Mary how he felt. They walked to the meadow together, hand in hand, and enjoyed the lovely weather. After they finished eating, John took Mary's hand and looked into her eyes. He told her how much he loved her and how he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Mary's eyes filled with tears of joy as she listened to John's heartfelt words. She smiled and said yes, accepting his proposal with all her heart. John and Mary's wedding was a joyous occasion. The whole village came together to celebrate their love. The ceremony was held in a beautiful garden, surrounded by flowers and trees. Mary looked stunning in her white dress, and John couldn't take his eyes off her. They exchanged vows and promised to love and cherish each other forever. After the wedding, John and Mary moved into a small, cozy cottage on the edge of the village. They worked together to make their home warm and inviting. John continued to farm, and Mary helped him in the fields. They also started a small vegetable garden where they grew fresh produce for their meals. Life was simple, but John and Mary were incredibly happy. They supported each other through thick and thin, always standing by each other's side. They loved spending time together, whether it was working in the fields, cooking meals, or simply sitting by the fire and talking. Their love for each other grew stronger with each passing day. Years went by, and John and Mary's love never wavered. They faced many challenges, but they always overcame them together. They were blessed with 3 beautiful children who brought even more joy into their lives. John and Mary taught their children the values of kindness, honesty, and hard work, just as they had learned from their parents. As their children grew older, John and Mary continued to work hard and support their family. They were proud of their children and the people they had become. John and Mary's love for each other remained as strong as ever. They still enjoyed taking long walks together and talking about their hopes and dreams. One day, when John and Mary were old and gray, they sat together on their porch, watching the sunset. They held hands and reminisced about their life together. They talked about all the happy memories they had shared and all the challenges they had overcome. They were grateful for the love and happiness they had found in each other. As the sun dipped below the horizon, John turned to Mary and said, "I am the luckiest man in the world to have you as my wife." Mary smiled and replied, "And I am the luckiest woman to have you as my husband." They sat in silence for a while, simply enjoying each other's company. John and Mary lived a long and happy life together. They were an inspiration to everyone in the village. Their love story was a testament to the power of love, kindness, and perseverance. They showed that true love could withstand any challenge and that happiness could be found in the simplest of things. In the end, John and Mary passed away peacefully, surrounded by their children and grandchildren. They were laid to rest side by side, just as they had lived their lives. Their love story continued to inspire future generations, reminding everyone that true love is the greatest gift of all. And so, the story of John and Mary, the beautiful wife and the kind husband, lived on in the hearts of the villagers. Their love was a beacon of hope and a reminder that true happiness comes from loving and being loved.